Alright gang, welcome back to our vintage survival here in Szpakowo. It is August, and it is another day full of lots and lots of harvesting, but we are also going to need to utilize a worker, really for the first specific major period of time on this series. We've got 4 fields to harvest yet again today, and we really need to get a couple of these fields re-drilled. Now, some of these are going to have straw dropped in them. We need to get that straw up too. So, lots to do. Once again, we have lots and lots to do today. So we'll see what we get onto and how we utilize the workers as we move forward. How is everyone doing? Hopefully you're all doing well. First things first here, we are harvesting one of the recent fields we purchased. This field will eventually be combined, as we talked about, right? I would like to get rid of those trees right there if I can. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to or not, but I would like to get rid of those, possibly. And we're going to combine these two fields anyway, so this one might be one of the ones where we maybe put some oat in this field. I don't know yet. A couple of them, obviously, you're going to have to... We're just not going to have enough time to do it all, so we're going to have to kind of either utilize the worker heavily in a way that allows us to get them complete, or we're going to have to maybe have a few more oat fields next season than we initially would have expected. But I guess we'll see as things move along here, right? How's everyone doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good here. The time of this recording, the day of this recording, actually. I'm doing it early in the morning. My niece's birthday, so we're heading down to go see her. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours away, something like that. So that'll be fun. For a little while. So there's so many kids running around everywhere that it's not any fun anymore. That'll be good, though. It'll be good. So a lot of straw to pick up here. You know, the straw itself, it's going to be a situation where more than likely we're not going to be doing a whole lot with the straw in this series. It's going to be more of we bale the straw up and then sell it. But it's extra money, right? It's a little bit of extra money for us. Now, I don't necessarily have to be dropping the straw. I could just be chopping it. But, you know, I would like to at least try to make a little bit of extra money out of these fields. So we are dropping the straw because of that reason. More work for us to do. More things to add to our list of things that we have to get done. But, you know, I think it's worth it. Now, really today, what I would like to do is any of the fields that we're going to drill, whether it's us or whether it's a worker, whichever one we decide to do, they're going to be a situation where I would like to put in some canola. I think I'm going to hold off on the wheat and barley until next month, as far as the drilling goes, because that's the best time for those. The corn won't be ready for us until a couple of months from now, so that's a good thing. Pretty much when we're finally starting to get caught up, the corn will be ready to harvest. We've got two fields of corn. I don't think I mentioned that in the last episode. There's one here, and then this one here, which we kind of accidentally killed a little bit on in the last episode. I'm sure you saw that. Not on purpose, just completely didn't realize that field right there was not a computer-owned field, and was actually our field. I thought it was one more row over. So it was a mistake on me. That's okay. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to finish harvesting this specific field. Then I'm going to throw it on a worker on that field over there. After we unload and everything, right? Well, I don't even know. Actually, I think we will be. I was going to say, I don't even know for sure if we're going to be full from this field or not. But I think we're going to be. So then we'll unload it, and then we'll cart it back and put it into the mill, and then we will pick up the drill, and we'll start drilling a few of these fields. I'm not going to worry about plowing them. I love our plow, but our plow is not very big, right? So we can just spray it. We can spray these fields. It will cost us a little bit more money, but right now I think we're doing okay money-wise, which is a good thing. Better than I expected, and it's mostly because of that, the forestry work, the wood and stuff that we've been taking care of, right? That's been making us a lot of money. Obviously, we didn't do anything in the last episode. We're not going to do anything with the wood in this episode either. The wood's going to be more of something for us to do in the off season, meaning when we're just waiting for the crops to either ready to grow, or when we're waiting for the ability for us to actually drill. That'll be a time period for us to do some tree work. obviously, maybe there's a bit of a change there to the woodwork for these trees here, or any of the trees that might specifically be in the way. Like in the last episode, that one field, I said I wanted to get rid of those trees, right? So we might do those. But again, those are fields that are likely going to be oat fields moving forward, at least for the time being. Just based solely on the fact that, you know, that gives us the winter months to try to take care of, you know, some of these fields and combine them or extend them or whatever it is we're going to end up doing, right? Okay, it looks like we actually are not going to get full here, but we're almost full. It's near makes no difference full, so... All right, let's go get the trailer and the tractor here. Guess I can turn the beacons on. We are going on the road here. Probably smart. So we've got that field that we just finished. The field right next to it, which, as mentioned, those are going to be combined fields. We have this field here that needs to be harvested, and then our field 99 here also needs to be harvested today. So lots and lots to do. Yeah, gonna be a good day, man. Gonna be a good day. Another busy one. This field is still able to be bought and harvested if we want to go that approach. We talked about in the last episode. I decided to go against it, but that is an an option for us if we want to. You know what? I'm gonna leave the trailer right here. That way, I can just leave the trailer there, and we can take over for the worker whenever we want to and unload. Well, I'm just going to run right into the trailer. Good job there, Z. Way to go, buddy. Way to go. That's a great start. Somebody's yelling at me in the comments already. Okay, let's try it again. All right, so... what are we going to do? Well, we're going to be putting canola in some of the fields that don't have any straw on them. Now, the fields that don't have straw on them are 133, 96, which we said we were going to hold off on. We can put something in 95. I'm leaning towards putting canola in 95. 72 can be put in with canola as well. I think 134, we had straw on it. It does. That's what I thought. So that's kind of where we're at, right? We can put in canola in 3 fields basically today, which I'm perfectly fine with. The rest of them can wait. Not a big deal. All right, let's go ahead and set the worker up here. And they're going to do whatever they want, and that's fine. They're allowed to. So this is one of the fields that we can do right here. I talked about, you know, potentially buying that field there. If we were to buy that field there, I'd probably combine them. I think for this season, at least, we are not going to buy that field as much as I would like to. We're not going to. Yeah, I don't think we're going to. So let's get the drill. We'll start drilling those fields with canola, and then and we'll see where we're at as far as the worker goes with harvesting. They're going to have to be moved a couple of times, I'm sure. We're also going to have to be carting stuff back and forth, so we'll have to probably stop mid-drilling so we can do that, right? So we can actually go and cart stuff back. Really probably need to think about getting another tractor at this point. I think that would be a smart investment for us. So then we have something, or one tractor that can be doing the carting, you know, while we still have a worker or something doing the drilling, right? I think that's probably a smart way for us to go at this point. I'm going to go around this way. We're going to have to go out there and look, though, right? We've got to kind of stick with the theme here. It has to be from 1999 or older. So I'll have to get out there and look. I don't really... I mean, I've mentioned it so many times. I love old equipment, so I do have a decent amount of older tractors installed, but probably not as many as you would think. We definitely have the ability to get more. So we might have to go out there and look and see. What I would love to have is the old Ford. I don't think... I'm probably wrong on this. I don't think it's out there yet. And I say out there, I mean on Mod Hub for me. Yeah, I don't think it's out there yet. Whoops, I'm missing bits. So I'm going to go out there and take a look at Mod Hub here in this episode and see if I find it. It might be out there. I might have just missed it, right? I don't know. That is one I would like to have. I've always liked that tractor. It's like the blue and white one. The 8210, I think, if I remember correctly, is what it is. All right, now I gotta be careful here. This is our field over here. We don't want to be killing any more of the corn. It didn't kill that much. You can see it right there. I didn't kill that much, but I did kill some, so we don't want to be killing any more if at all possible. It would not be a good thing. So I expect, based on everything I just told you, that, you know, next season we're going to have a heck of a lot more oat fields than we normally would. We really don't do oat all that often because just the way things are kind of set up for us, right? They're not really, we don't really have ourselves planned out to do oat, I guess is how I should put it. So it's a good thing, right? We can change it up a little bit, but it might be a little overkill on the number of oat fields we have just based off of how much straw we have to pick up and a lot of the work that I want to do to a lot of the fields that we have, right? We want to combine them all like I talked about, so we'll have to see as we carry along. Truly how many we have versus how many we're not going to have. Now, the worker's taken a while to do that harvest over there. We kind of expected it. The worker is... They're not the greatest at maneuvering, right? Especially when it's a tight quarters like those fields are, so... fully expected the worker to have issues there, but you know, it's okay. We've got enough money in the right hand corner, as you can see, to be able to fund the worker without really being concerned. And we have to utilize the worker. We just simply have to. We're not going to be able to get everything done if we don't. We've got quite a lot to do, quite a lot of fields, and really we don't have enough equipment, more specifically harvesters and tractors, to be able to continue without utilizing a worker, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and get this done. I'm going to get started on all the other fields that we can do today that are able to have something drilled in them. They are going to need herbicide on them in another application of fertilizer, obviously, but the herbicide, not a big deal. We can do that in the future. That's the reason why I'm going this approach and not actually doing the plowing, even though that would save us some money in the long run. Right now, it's more about time management to get stuff in the ground versus saving money. So let's get to work. Let's get a lot of this done. And yeah, I'll be back with you after that. All right, well, as you can see, gang, I decided to shift gears mid-time-lapse here. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to combine these two fields, and this is already a more, well, it's one of the more difficult fields to harvest, right? And just maneuver in general. So if we put canola in here, it's going to be much better, right? We only have to do it one time. We don't have to worry about doing the straw or anything like that. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to head back. I'm going to grab the plow. I'm going to head over here and plow up that little middle section there. Now, really, I'd like to get rid of those trees too, so I think we're probably going to do that too. But we'll see. The worker is harvesting that field over there still. I don't know for sure if they're going to be able to get the whole field done before they need to be unloaded or not. But we'll figure that out as we move along, I guess. Long time lapse, but again, got a lot of stuff done. It was absolutely worth it. Sorry there, Scarlet. I'm just going to jump right in front of you. So we'll put this away, and I will meet you back over at that field with the plow. Now, I'm not going to plow up the whole field. Again, we talked about that, right? It's going to take too long to do all of that, so we'll just plow up that middle section there. Probably also have to make a trip back over here again and get the batwing mower here because it does have the option for us to be able to remove stumps. Evidently, I can't even back this thing in properly. Looks like the worker finished the harvest, which is actually surprising. I did not think they were going to finish it that quickly, but evidently they did. Now, the other fields we had the worker doing, obviously they missed bits, so we had to go back and take care of that. We're probably going to have to do that as well over there, I would assume. There are, there's a lot more... There's a lot more fields for us to be able to try to take care of as far as the straw goes, so that is definitely going to be something we're dealing with in the next episode. But I thought it would be a good idea for us just to go ahead and make this field over here a canola field now. So that's kind of why I shifted gears and focused on that one instead. This one over here, we definitely still want to take care of it, getting rid of those trees and kind of expanding it, but you know, this one was a little bit more difficult to maneuver with, so we went with this one. Now we have $42,000. I would like to buy a tractor potentially today if we can. That's going to help us out tremendously if we buy one right now. I don't know if we're going to be able to or not, but if we can find one that makes sense, I would absolutely love to have that. I also have to get the skid steer over here for obvious reasons and pick up the bales here of straw. But that is something that can be done while I have a worker at least begin doing the drilling on this field. The worker doesn't necessarily have to do the whole field, but as long as they, you know, do part of it, then I think we'll be okay. All right, let's get this last bit here. It's just this little edge here that was missed. I'll try to line this one up here a little bit better as well. All right, that's going to be good enough. It's not perfect by any means, but it'll do the trick. It's good enough for now. So let me go get the drill. I'll put the worker on starting, plowing the field up, and then we'll grab the skid steer and get rid of the, well, at least move the straw bales out of the way, and then we'll start working on knocking down the trees. As a matter of fact, now that I think about this, I probably shouldn't bring this back yet, because if we're going to knock these trees down, there's a potential that we're going to be needing this to extend the field a little bit, right? So I probably shouldn't run this back here. I'm glad I thought about that before I did all that. So I think based off of that, we will just drop it over here in this grass field, our neighbor's grass field. It shouldn't really bother them. We don't have it in the situation to turn it into a plowed field or anything like that, so it should be okay there. And hopefully we'll get it out of the way before they yell at us. So let me go get the worker. I'll get the drill. We'll get the worker started over here. We'll get the skid steer, get the bales moved out of the way. Then we're going to have to run the trailer over to the mill. Then we're going to have to get the harvester and move that back over here. There's a lot of carting back and forth here for the next few minutes, if I'm honest with you. Where did my drill go? Did I leave it somewhere? I must have left it. I must have. Oh, I left it up by the shop, didn't I? I forgot. Full transparency, I'm doing this video in 2 different days. I ran out of time when I was working on it, so... I'll tell you what, I'll get everything set up and I'll be back with you. That way, it's not just an awkward back and forth moving things around left and right. I'll just get everything set and I'll be back with you in a second. Alright, while I was doing all that, I decided to buy a new tractor here, gang. Now, it spent pretty much all of the money that we have here, but this tractor is fantastic. The John Deere 4020. It's got the extra power on it, so it's got about 100 horsepower in it. It's significantly less than what we currently have. I got the wide tires on it. You know, I love my big, wide, chunky tires. This thing has got massive, massive tires. But yeah, I went with it. We needed another tractor, so we went with it. It spent all of our money, and then that's okay, though. It was worth it, in my opinion. It was totally worth it. So I've got the worker already beginning on drilling the field over here. Now they're going up and down the middle, as you can tell. We need to get the winch over here pretty quickly so we can start working on getting these trees down. But before we do any of that, we really need to get the skid steer over here. And obviously the worker missed some. We knew they were going to, right? We knew it. So let's get this Massey Ferguson over here. I got everything else over, besides the winch, I guess. But I decided I would show you the tractor since I just purchased it, because it's time, man. We needed another tractor. We really did. So we're going to get the bales out of the way. Hopefully the worker doesn't have too many issues with those bales being there right now. Hopefully we're able to get there and get the bales moved before that happens. Now, really, I probably should have brought the trailer over here. But for the time being, as long as we just move them out of the way, I think it'll be okay. Shouldn't harm anything, right? Really shouldn't. Just moving them off the field over into the edge of the track here, it really should be fine. Shouldn't bother anything. But the main reason for getting that second tractor is now we can have a worker, you know, drilling a field when we need to, and we can utilize that John Deere to cart stuff if we're harvesting things, right? It's going to be a hot commodity doing that at the same time. It's been that way already. And as we continue to expand and get more fields, it's going to be more and more of that. So, yeah. I'm going to start down here. I'm going to grab these if I can, hopefully, before the worker gets in the way. I just think, I think these are going to be in the way first. Now, you might be asking yourself, what are you going to do with all this straw, Z? You know, it's a good question. Right now, we're probably just going to sell it. It's not best to sell the straw right now, I can tell you that, but we'll probably just end up selling these when the time comes, when it's best to sell them. Maybe as we carry on down the line, maybe we find something else for them, whether it's animals or something else, but we'll figure that out as we continue on. For now, the plan is just to sell them to make a little bit of extra profit. So for the time being, I'm going to set these here, which, again, probably in the way, but hopefully the worker is not going to be mowing this field anytime soon. Doesn't look like it, so we will have time today to be able to get rid of those. I'm sure he could potentially mow that grass if he wanted to, but I don't think he's going to mow it probably until next month. That's when it's going to be a little bit of a better yield for him. So this should be fine. Alright, so these are out of the way, and hopefully the worker doesn't have any major issues saying that this is in the way when he's trying to turn around. He very well might. Alright, so what we're going to do now, we're going to head over here, pick up the trailer with all the crop in it, and then we'll take it and bring that to the mill. And then we will grab the winch, bring the winch over here, and we'll start knocking down those trees, so that way we can slightly expand that field. It's not a massive expansion. It's probably not even worth doing. But nonetheless, we can take those trees and put them into our sawmill, which is going to make us a little bit more money in the long run anyway, right? So, this John Deere is fantastic, man. I had thought about actually not putting the cab on this. It would have saved me a little bit of money to not do it. I don't know. I kind of like the cab. It looks cool. It looks like an old school cab. So I went with it. Zoom out a little bit. Now, this John Deere does not have any beacons of any sort on it, so we're not going to be able to put beacons on. And, I mean, I guess we can drive down the middle of the road, but probably shouldn't, right? But it's so nice having a second tractor now and being able to, you know, do this carting right now while the other one is being utilized. The other Volvo is being utilized by a worker, right? Right, I'm going to leave this here for right now. Actually, I'm going to put it over here, actually, I think. It's not really where it's supposed to be, and that's okay. But we're going to leave it here for the time being. I can put it away. Let's grab the winch, and let's head on over there. And we'll get rid of those trees. Now, this is just a two-wheel drive tractor, as you can clearly tell. So we're not going to be able to do a whole lot of stuff that requires, you know, a lot of horsepower, right? Because we're not going to be able to pull it because it doesn't have a whole lot of power. It only has power in the rear wheels, right? But that's okay. I don't know if we're actually even going to be able to utilize the winch on this thing or not, but we'll give it a shot at least and see what happens. Worst thing that has to happen is we have to kind of wait for the Volvo to be, well, the worker to be done with the Volvo and then utilize the Volvo, right? Okay, one down, one to go. Sorry about the camera work here, gang. There's not a whole lot I can do about it when we've got the branches and everything in the way. Let's see if we can pull these out of the way here with this John Deere or not. Let's see how finicky it becomes. Oh yeah, no problem. Easy peasy. So I'm literally just going to pull these literally over to here for the time being. We are going to bring these all the way back here in a few seconds, but I'm just going to kind of get them out of the way for right now. That way I can bring the mower over here, the batwing mower over here, get rid of the stumps, and then we can expand this field ever so slightly. Again, it's not a massive expansion by any means whatsoever. But it's something. And I'll take a little bit of extra crop. I was going to say, where did my tree go? It literally was just missing completely for some reason. And it spawned back. I don't know, that was weird. Alright, so we'll drop the winch there. We'll head over here, grab the batwing, and get rid of those stumps, and then we can get the plow and take care of that as well. And that's another nice thing, right, is we can actually have worker doing some of the plowing for us. We should be able to utilize this tractor for the plowing. The plow that we have is very, very nice, but it doesn't require a whole lot of horsepower, so this one should work. Let's do a quick autosave here. I'm going to make sure I have the right setting on. There's so many different settings on this batwing. I want to make sure I actually have stump grinding on. So I'm going to turn the menu on here. Mulcher stump grinder. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Looks like we got rid of them there, gang. Okay, so that should be that. So we can go ahead and take this back here in a second. Oh no, you think I should buy that field? I probably should. I don't know, we're pretty far along into this episode, though. It's probably not the smartest play at this point. And it'll be harvested by the time the next episode comes along. Because this is the last month we can harvest that anyway. So let's expand this field ever so slightly. All this work for such a tiny little expansion, but, you know. I probably could expand it a little bit more into up near this sunflower field, I think. I don't think I'm going to, though. I think I'm gonna leave it be, because I think any closer than that, we're gonna have some issues with workers. So, right, I think that is gonna be sufficient. We just turn this right here and grab this little section here, and we'll be good. Oop, I missed a little bit. Perfect. Okay, done. So, I don't know what the worker's doing here. They're stuck for whatever reason. I don't know why. Let's see if we can reset them here. I don't know if it's actually going to work or not, but let's see if we can reset them. Not looking good. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna start carting all this stuff back here because we got a lot of stuff to bring back. Let's just do a little mini time lapse. I already did a very long time lapse. I don't necessarily want to do another one, but let's just do a mini one here, and yeah, we'll get this done. All right, well, that was a struggle, gang, but we got it. We got them all here, I guess. But it was a struggle, and we are sliding all over the place still. I'm sure you can see that, and we're pushing everything along with us. I don't even know what's going on right now. We've got stuff going everywhere. We're going to have to clean all of this up for sure, but I'm not worried about it right now. We're literally pulling the bat wing with us. That's all right. It was such a struggle to get here. We'll get rid of them here first, and then we can fix everything. Oh man, that was brutal. Anyway, we got here. Somehow the eggs didn't get moved. I thought the eggs were absolutely 100% going to get moved when we were pushing everything this way, but it didn't for some reason. So we'll take that, I guess. I guess that's a win. Worker says they're done. I do not expect them to be done at all, if I'm honest with you. All right, we're going to leave that there for right now. We're going to have to finish that up. Let's see what the worker did here. Definitely portions were missed. Not many, actually, though. But there was definitely some bits here missed. So let's just clean that up real quick. Don't think they did. No, they didn't. They didn't do really the... Well, they did a little bit of the extension, I guess, but not the entirety of it. That's all right. It'll probably reset after you know, going through a month. It'll probably reset and realize that it's been extended a little bit. All right, I think that's good enough for me. I did have to buy I don't think I mentioned it, but I did have to buy a pallet of fertilizer. That was the reason why the drill was up there. I'm sure that was obvious to all of you. I probably said it, but again, I was doing this in 2 different days, so that kind of slipped my mind a little bit. So we'll bring this back, and then we'll jump into the harvester real quick, and we'll finish up that harvest, bring it over, drop all of that into the mill. And that's probably going to be it for today. Alright, so there's not a whole lot here, but there is kind of an outside pass that we have to do here. So let's just try to do this the best we can here. It's going to have straw all over the place, but there's not really a whole lot we can do about it. It is what it is. Alright. So yeah, gang, we're going to finish this up here. We'll bring this back to the mill. The mill should have quite a lot of crop in it now at this point. And we'll take a look at that here in just a second and see exactly how much is in there. Let me get up here to the end and finish this up, and on the way back over to that way, we will take a look at it. It should be a lot, and that's hopefully that'll make us a lot of money, right? All right, so the mill has 11,000 barley, 2,904 canola, and 3,475 wheat. Now, what did we just hit? What did we just hit? It's like an invisible wall or something. Now, we need to move some of that flour out of there. It looks like it is not producing anymore. As you can see, it can only store 6,000 liters. So we need to move some of that flour out of there so we can continue that progress, because it's not doing anything right now. So after we add this extra 2,674 liters of wheat in there, it's really going to be bogged down. We need to move some of that out of there now. Whoa! Whoa! Okay, that I did not have on my bingo card. Did not think that was going to happen. I made a mess of the straw bales here, but I will clean those up off camera. Let's see. We need to jump into the John D here. We need to move that trailer out of the way, at least for the time being. It's a bit in the way for me to be able to try to maneuver stuff. It just we kind of sit it there because, you know, it's just a storing spot, but we need to move it if we're going to be able to move some of those pallets out of the way. Really, what we should probably think about doing is getting some kind of a pallet, like a storage for pallet of some sort. We'll just set it right there for the time being. That's what we need to get. Probably be pretty expensive, but that's what we really need. That way we could just automatically transfer these over to that storage. That would help us probably a lot, right? All right, we're not going to be able to pick up two at a time here. We're going to have to do one at a time, which is going to be a little bit of annoyance, but it should be all right. It shouldn't be too bad. Now, I don't really know where I'm going to put these. I guess what I should do is just put them on the trailer, but I've already moved the trailer at this point, so I don't know. I guess that's what I should do, right? I don't know, maybe if I just put them over here, maybe they'll be fine for the time being. I kind of want to stack some, you know, on top of each other, though, if at all possible. Because we're going to want to pick them up in multiples. But right now, it looks like all we're getting is the canola oil spawning, which, fine, we're going to need to sell that here very soon, but we don't really need it right now, right? All right, I got them all stacked up over there. It's going to be sufficient for the time being. It is what it is, right? We'll deal with it. Let's stack these up in here. As a matter of fact, I can put these just directly into the pole, can't I? Yeah, we'll put it back here for now. We haven't moved the grass over into the pole yet anyway. We'll do that, during the off season. Probably should be doing it right now because then it'd be ready to sell, but we've got enough going on right now. I don't think that's the priority, right? And I don't think that's a priority at all. Evidently, I cannot flip this with the forks, evidently. I guess not. It's not letting me do it. I was hoping to flip this back down, but it is not allowing me to do so. Nope, it is not letting me do it. Huh. Okay, well that sucks. I guess I'm going to have to do it this way. All right, well, I'm going to continue to clean all this up, gang. A bit of a mess here at the end of the episode, but we got it done. It was a very productive day. Very, very productive day indeed. So we'll leave the episode at this point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, greatly appreciate a like and a subscribe on the video. Those things help me out an absolute ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, let me know down below. I'm happy to get back to you on those. Discord's down there. Discord is down below. Members links down below. Everything you need, as always, it's down below. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your continued support. I do greatly appreciate each and every single one of you. And we'll see you next time.